And with that, Cambria, it sounds kind of odd when I talk about this, but just like we have a Cambria County Committee, we have a state committee, and Cambria is part of the Southwest Caucus, which has been very nice for me because I had worked on Mark Kritz's campaign. Did I just lose my connection?
Yeah. It went out power. I got an extension cord.
Anyway, so I'm about to go on. So Cambria County is part of the Southwest Caucus, so we work with Somerset County, Westmoreland County, Fayette County, stuff like these in this little corner over here, which has been very in Indiana County, Heber, and up to Lawrence. So it's been very nice because we're really trying to help each other along. So we have people come in today. They're from Somerset County. Obviously, you're always welcome. Doesn't matter what county you're from.
Okay.
I've known Dave since like I think the Gary campaign, but I'm old. I've been doing this for a long time. So please, if you have friends that are from another area and they want to come to a meeting, please bring them. We'll get them connected to the right person and the right committee. Here's Tony. Step in and say hello. Tony is our secretary, Tony Sanders. So here's the fire materials. And where's Phelan? Right here. Okay, sorry. So we have 4 state committee. The reason I want to talk about this is we have 2, as chairwoman, I am an automatic committee person to the state level. Then we have 2 people running for the female slot. We have 2 people running for the male slot. So the females that are running are Sharon Burke, right back here, and Phelan Cassander. For our male slot, we have Nick Monar. Yay.
That's me.
And then Tom Wolfapple. They will be on for a Cambria County. They will be on your primary ballot. Yes. So if you have not gotten one of these, I'm gonna talk a little bit, and then Beth's gonna talk, and then Connor's gonna be here by then. So our priorities for this year are to re-elect our Democratic slate, our governor, our lieutenant governor, get Frank Burns re-elected in his district, and then get Beth Farnham elected to Congress because
Bluetooth mode.
And this is for every county across Pennsylvania. It actually happens on both sides. It's Republicans and Democrats. It's a reorganization meeting. So in the year of the governor's race, the parties reorganize every 4 years. Hello, there we go. Thank you. Turn that one off. So I'll pick up feedback. So what that means is, it's just like how Congress is, there's a new Congress every 2 years. It's a new central committee gets seated every 4 years. So as of right now, I will not appoint anyone to be a precinct committee person because all committee people are up for election in this May primary. So it's a party election, so it's only on the primary ballot. Most of them are not competitive. If you are interested in becoming a committee person, please see me afterwards. We have, every precinct is allowed to have 1 man, 1 woman. We're also looking for district people, and then we're gonna have 3 people who are gonna be our regionals to help our committee people out. And the committee people are allowed to vote on the bylaw changes and endorsements, but the big thing is the ones that are elected this spring will be voting for the new chair and new vice chair at the reorganization meeting. So, but we want to make sure we're strong from from every single level. The precinct is just your smallest voting district. This is so weird to talk with this because I talk with my hands a lot and I can't move my hands if I'm using this. I feel a little out of place. It's like I'm mute if I can't talk with my hands. Thank you, the Italian heritage. But so it is very important. I know some people in this room have known me for 20-some years. I talk about this pretty often. Like Jen was one of my very first volunteers. That's how I met her 20-some years ago. Dave Casker, Mark Esch has been volunteering for me forever. He loves to knock doors. So, you know, whatever brought you into this room, we're gonna hope that you keep coming because you're making friends, you're part of a community. Yes, we are here to get Democrats elected, but we are also here to make our community better. So when we, like you see us selling, not this one because I got this for free at the governor's kickoff. Like we have merch out there. We are gonna be selling some t-shirts, $5 from every t-shirt sell. We'll be going to a local nonprofit. Last year we did a lot with the Cambria Clothing Closet. They put free clothes at schools. We've done stuff with the backpack project before. I'm sorry, it's not called, yeah, the Cambria Clothing Closet. Okay, the backpack project, which gives kids meals for the weekends. I actually am going to be making a donation to the Cambria County Humane Society. I'm just going to put it under the Cambria Dems because I think it's important that we're doing this stuff, that we are bettering our own community. So if you want to get involved with us, please, we'd love it. At our next meeting, we will be talking about our different committees, about getting on our communications committee. Melissa Bello, who could not be here again today. I'm sorry, she could not be here today. Her daughter is sick. She has been running our Facebook page. I know a lot of people are in our private group, but we also have a page, and she has been knocking it out of the park. Like, I work full-time, and then this, and still kind of a newlywed, but it's too much for me to do that. And people want to do things, and we want your skills to help us. If maybe you're creative, maybe you can do a website, maybe Bob Shaw is right there. Robert Shaw, raise your hand. See, I met him, and Bob was like, I don't want to knock doors, but Bob would get me bunting in every event I've ever had, I think in Central Park back in the day. Bob would do all of that for us, and he was amazing at doing that. And that's how he led to Contribute. So don't think that, maybe you don't want to make phone calls or you don't want to do postcards. There is a place for you to help us out, okay? So, back to this. The third thing is we want to up our registration. So we unfortunately have turned red in registration in this county, and we know that we need to go out and hit doors and go to places and get people registered to vote. It is very important. A lot of people are just disgusted and they just don't know what to do. And I don't think we have any lit on the table, but we do have lit out there. I'm sorry, Jen, is there a piece of Cambria Dem lit sitting on that table right there?
While you're waiting for that,
Yeah.
remind people that in Pennsylvania, if you are a convicted felon, you can vote.
Well, I think Fayla just reminded everyone that. If you were a convicted felon, once you were out, you were allowed to vote. You were allowed to vote. And
Thank you.
You cannot be incarcerated at the time of the election.
yeah, so if you were awaiting, but I think if you were awaiting trial, if you're incarcerated and you're awaiting trial, you actually are allowed to vote. So, and I had this question today. They just turned 18. They could sign petitions because they registered to vote. As long as that person is 18 by election day, they can register to vote now. Okay? Also, if someone's registering on the new voter registrations, they can check mail-in ballot. So how many people here vote mail-in ballot? I'm going to give everyone a good reason why to vote mail-in ballot. I missed the 2019 election. I was helping Mike Capriotti out a little bit for a city race, and right at Halloween, and I went down with appendicitis. And I spent 6 days in the hospital, and I missed the election, and I could not vote. We tried, and it was Amanda, who used to work for the party, she was trying, but I had to have something notarized like 3 days beforehand. It's like, well, I didn't know I was going to be in the hospital for 6 days. I didn't know I was going to be drugged up on Delon. So I always encourage people to vote by mail-in ballot. Also, our first responders, we have Eric Miller back here, who is one of our city firemen. When people say, and while I'm talking about, here's Commissioner Chinisky right with him, Commissioner Tom Chinisky. So when people were saying they're against mail-in ballot, I always say, are you against our first responders? Are you against corrections officers? Are you against people who work shift work? Military? And I myself used to have to go on election day. What? I can't. What? In postal service, yes. Because you never know when you get, like, when they might have to work overtime. You never know when you're going to stuck with mandatory overtime. But I used to work on campaigns on election day. On election day, I would have to leave my office to go vote because I lived and worked in the city of Johnstown. I used to live in Moxham, so I would live in my same municipality, so I wasn't allowed to have an absentee ballot. Even though I would start work at 5 a.m. on election day and not be done until about 10:30 at night, I had to leave on election day. the day that I was working for the whole year. So, always encourage people to vote by mail and ballot. So, also, back to this, we're going to re-engage people. We have lazy voters, we call them. We need to, that's what we call them on campaigns. They're lazy voters, or people who don't come out and vote all the time. But they need to be encouraged to come out and vote. And then to recruit our committee people, which I talked about. Also in here, you're going to see two things that we want to point out. If you'd like to contribute, you're going to see an Act Blue here with the QR code. And we ask people to donate $5, $10 a month. We're just like any other subscription service, but you're subscribing to democracy. And this goes to the Cambria County Democratic Party. It does not go to the Kamala Harris campaign that raised $1 billion, but wouldn't pay for an office in Johnstown.
Boo, boo.
Boo. My high school friends did. We paid for our own office the last time around. So we ask if you'll make a recurring donation to us. It really helps us pay our bills, and it also helps us if we need to order yard signs. We eventually want to be able to do billboards. It helps us get our stuff that we know we have steady income coming in. We're not allowed to have a small games a chance, so we can't do basket parties. We can't sell raffle tickets or anything. So that's why we ask people to do $5, $10 a month. You'll never miss it, and it helps us out tremendously. We also have merchandise out there. Like I said before, we try to make fun merchandise, so it's a good way for people to donate, and you get something in return, because after the Harris campaign, when she first announced, I should say, everybody was going online. They were buying yard signs for $40 online. They were buying t-shirts for $50 online. How about we make you some stuff? Why is this third-party company out of China making money off of our candidates? So we're trying to get some fun merchandise out there. We have mugs, we have pins, we have totes. I did have some t-shirts. I think I packed them in Denise's car, forgetting she wasn't going to be here. So hopefully we'll get them up on our website. And if you are not, how many people here are on Facebook? We have a group. If you're not in our group, we have a Cambria County Democratic group. So request to join that. I'm one of the admins, and we'll get you into that, okay? And then my husband, so there is also a list of like upcoming dates in here. So our brunch, and there's also a little, for our Spring Forward brunch, we do 2 fundraisers a year. This is one of them. I don't know who my speaker is going to be yet. Trust me, I will work on getting us a great speaker. Really hoping to try to get the Lieutenant Governor again. So we ask that you come support us for this, and then we have our Martha dinner in the fall. But on the back, because my husband yelled at me. He's actually out there. Thank you to Mike Barzeski. Is he still out there?
Yes.
Okay. Please, everyone, give my husband a round of applause. He picked up the food. He listens to me complain all the time. All the time. But he is a wonderful man, and he probably, when he walked in that Wolf office, asking for that yard sign, never knew what he was signing up for. See, we met on a campaign. So, but I talk, because I've worked on campaigns for so long, I happen to talk I call it insider baseball. So I try to do a little glossary on the back so people know what I'm talking about. If I'm ever talking about something you don't understand, just ask me. I will gladly explain it. I always say, I'm not good with the jokes. Our previous chair, Helen Whiteford, was amazing with jokes. I'm not, but I will try to explain anything and everything I possibly can about campaigns. I have worked in every section of campaigns. I managed Mark Kritz's last campaign for Congress, so I know how the sausage is made, unfortunately. So Beth's always like, oh God, Nina, I didn't know that, because it's a lot, it really is. So, but speaking of Beth, because I'm sure you guys didn't come here to hear me speak, so Beth is gonna be our first speaker. Beth comes the whole way over here from Adams County. It is what, 3.5 hours? About 3 hours. So please welcome Beth Farnham. She is running for U.S. Congress against missing MIA John Joyce. And please donate to her campaign.
Thank you so much, Nina. Good afternoon, Johnstown. And the rest of Cambria County, because you're not all here from here. Okay. I'm Beth Farnham, running for U.S. Congress, but I am not here alone, so let's do a little roll call. All right, where are my hardworking families and veterans And yeah, union members. Yeah. And retirees on a fixed income. And everyone who is not a multi-millionaire. And I never forget my nasty women. All right. How about my ultra-wealthy, ultra-powerful people who have been to Epstein Island? You better keep your hands down because we don't claim them. In fact, it is time for all of us everyday Americans to fire the Epstein class. All right, and we can do it in part from our 13th Congressional District. So, I'm Beth Farnham. I'm our Democratic candidate for our 13th Congressional District. So let me give you a little understanding. We're talking from Gettysburg to Bedford Springs, from Johnstown through Altoona, through Huntingdon, and all the way to Shippensburg.
Not a little gerrymandering, eh?
Actually, so I got gerrymandered into it in 2022. So that was my first. I had been under Perry, but then I was under Joyce, and everybody was like, "Who's this guy?" And nobody knew. Nobody knows in Adams County. They're still like, "Well, we keep working on it." No, that's right. But you're gonna know me. I'm fighting for our precious democracy, our reproductive freedom, affordability, and so many more issues near and dear to our hearts. I'll tell you. Like every veteran, union member, and activist who ever sacrificed in the name of democracy, I too believe in that revolutionary ideal, that all are created equal. And the rule of law and order and rights and powers that are guaranteed to us under our U.S. Constitution are not only on the right side of history, they're on the right side of humanity. We, the people, deserve real representation. That means legislating to protect our sacred right to vote, not vote for the SAVE Act. That means expanding our freedom to create the families we choose. No legislator should come between us and our medical providers about our personal decisions about how we create families. And our tax dollars should be apportioned to programs and agencies that not only strengthen our national security, but also improve our lives. So, and we got a lot of feelings about what's going on, okay? Part of this race is because the Republicans in Congress, who then control it, have abdicated their power so that the executive branch is just rogue and usurping powers of the purse, powers of war powers. And so these people in Congress are not doing their job. They have betrayed their oaths to the U.S. Constitution and therefore to the American people.
They have, and they have placed us on the world stage as an embarrassment.
We've lost not only the respect of the people around us, we've lost the trust of our allies. This is a dangerous, dangerous time. Now, I have always made democracy the core of my campaign, because without it, nothing else follows. And I know the real day-to-day issues you deal with are more on the affordability side. But trust me, if we don't have our democracy, it gets so much worse. In fact, I'm kind of worried about gas prices and the last time I'm going to be here. So I brought a ton of yard signs, and I'm asking you to take them because I don't know what I'm getting back, and I don't know what the price of freight for my next batch of yard signs is going to be, okay? So these are real considerations we have. Now, I am coming to you as a former credit analyst who has the experience of working with Americans across the country about their personal financial issues, okay? How many of you use credit cards in this country? Yeah, right, okay, it's a day-to-day thing. I'm also a current stay-at-home parent, so I know the devastation that a sharply rising cost of living it brings to everyday Americans. So I pledge to you, as our trusted U.S. representative, after you elect me, I pledge to you to uphold my oath to the U.S. Constitution. That's absolute number one. I pledge to protect our sacred right to vote and our powers under the U.S. Constitution. That's number 2. I pledge to hold accountable for their crimes those who have violated the U.S. Constitution. And you may not know this, but our 28th Equal Rights Amendment was ratified by the requisite number of states. I pledge to have that Constitution published, and that will serve, that right, that 28th Amendment, will serve as the basis to enshrine into federal law our reproductive freedom. Codify. Statement says it. Codify the law. I also pledge to increase the federal minimum wage. Folks, $7.25 an hour has not only been stagnating since 2009. If you take that number, multiply it by 40, multiply that by 52 weeks a year, you're still under the threshold of poverty for a single person in America. That's outrageous.
It is.
You can't make minimum wage and have a livable wage. You can't live on that. So I pledge to increase it to a livable wage.
Thriving wage.
And to go along with that, we've got all these healthcare expenses. No more should working families or retirees on fixed income or anybody who's not a multimillionaire struggle to vote or to have access to healthcare or put food on the table. So I pledge to institute a national healthcare plan. And I'm not just talking pie in the sky. Those other countries that have these national healthcare plans, not only is it cheaper per capita, it's like thousands of dollars cheaper per capita, it also leads to longer lives, an average of about 4 years. As my campaign manager so eloquently put it, that's 4 more years to love your grandchildren, to take that trip you want to take, to check off those things on your bucket list. Those people are living an average of 4 years longer than we are. And last but not least, because the masked agents of the states are persecuting, detaining, and or killing our neighbors, I pledge to abolish ICE. And you may not know it, they were actually in Gettysburg. So I'm coming to you from 12 miles east of Gettysburg. They were actually in Gettysburg taking people the other week.
No kidding.
So I want you to know. Now, a couple things. I guess I'm going to go administrative. First, look at my website, bethfarnhamforcongress.com, to learn more about my positions. You can check your voter registration status, because I need you to sign the petitions exactly how you were registered to vote in the state. And I need you to put your right township on there. I know the Cambria County Dems are going to help you with that, but just as a reminder, I need 1,000 signatures to get onto our primary ballot, okay? So please sign my petitions. Please also vote for me in the May 19th primary. Please tell your Republican friends to write my name in instead of voting for John Joyce. They don't have to vote for him. They can write my name in under his and fill in the corresponding bubble. A lot of people don't realize that. Republicans can totally vote for Democrats on the Republican primary ballot. And then please also vote for me November 3rd in the general election. Because when you choose Beth Farnham, you choose the voice of the people, you choose democracy. Now, that's me giving my information to you, but I know you have questions, concerns, so please, what questions do you have? Raise your hands. Hi, Mayor King. So good to see you. Yes, sir. Yes, John.
Cheryl's medical costs have gone up almost $1,000 since the first of the year, thanks to them not going through with the Affordable Care Act.
Yeah.
And also, if you go after Trump for his violations and that, you got to go after Mike Johnson. Because if you don't hold that idiot accountable, and you're doing nothing. because he's a bigger violator than Trump, and he's more important to put in jail than Trump is. Because if you don't put him in jail, you're not going to get anything done, and you're not going to show other Republicans that they're not going to get away with it.
Okay, John brings up some good points. Number one, ACA. Because of the Big Beautiful Bill Act that John Joyce voted for, and the Senate voted for, and passed, and our convicted felon as president signed into law on July 4th, the subsidies that were helping families pay their ACA premiums, the subsidies went away. And so I've got a map. I just did a post on it a few days ago. If you look for it, you'll find this map. It's kind of purple. And it shows each county and the average amount that these premiums went up per member. So it was like $334 for Fulton County. They got it the worst, I think, in our district. But Johnstown, Cambria suffered as well. Now you bring up the second point. If we get enough Democrats elected, that we have a Democratic-controlled U.S. House of Representatives and U.S. Senate, but let's talk about the House of Representatives. The Speaker of the House is a Democrat, and third in line for the presidency.
That's right.
We have got to push this. This means, I brought literature here. It's not just for you to look at. I need you to give your literature to friends, family, everybody in your circles to understand. This is the fight of our lives, folks. So please give them that. Please get my yard signs. I think I'm getting an eye. Do more questions?
No,
or?
I'm cutting off.
Oh, okay. So thank you very much. And I'll be working on a town hall for Johnstown. And I was thinking about this place exactly. So it'll definitely be after petition season. You'll know when I'm having it, but I can talk more about the district.
If you have not signed up already, please.
Oh yeah, you can volunteer on my website and please donate to my campaign.
It's hard when you're the candidate. You got to make all the pitches yourself. So I'd like to say a quick introduction to Mayor Reverend Sylvia King. She is our second female mayor ever and our first person of color, and the mayor of Johnstown, Pennsylvania. So we kept that as a Democrat, and it's crazy that it was a close election at all, because her opponent, who I've known for years, but he's just spews lies. He follows the Trump playbook, and he spews lies that, like, constantly. He conflates everything, and he takes it all out of, puts everything out of proportion, what it actually is. And he's done that to me on things. He's done it to our local officials, and he constantly writes to know everything. So, but I know you guys don't want to talk to me. You can come here to see me talk, but I am going to say a couple more things because I see that Mr. Lamb is still speaking. 2 things. If you have not already, please make sure you sign the petitions so we can get our candidates on the ballot. Beth does have one here for Somerset, for the people who live in her part of the Somerset. We've got it printed out.
It's only the northern part of Conor Township.
Yeah, it's like Davidsville, like right before Davidsville area.
It's like above Davidsville.
Above Davidsville area. So you probably still actually have a Johnstown mailing address. And if you're unsure, we can look it up on our voter file. The van, which is in your glossary on the back of here. So, in second, if you have not already, make sure you fill out this card. Okay, please fill out the card. I have a little giveaway, something I got at state committee that I'm going to give out today. And it was easier than a sign-in sheet. So make sure everyone fills this out. And there's a basket up there. We'll just pass the basket around. So Tony, can you see if Connor's ready? See if Connor's ready to come in. There's some pens laying around. So for those who do not know Conor Lamb actually knocked out, he knocked out Keith Rothfuss, who knocked out Mark Crick. So we have a special place in our heart for Conor Lamb. So currently he's in private sector. We're hoping he'll come back into the public sector again, and he was a great public servant. But once again, not here to see me. Thank you very much for coming.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Good to be back. So is anybody ready for Johnstown and Cambria County to be Democrat country again? Are we ready for that finally? 'Cause I think we really have the opportunity, finally. I know it's been a long wait since the Murtha years and the years where you guys would turn out the votes and practically, you know, a big part of this state rode on your backs every time. Somewhere along the way, people lost the message, they stopped believing in us, whatever. But now just think about where we are. We have a president that won Pennsylvania in 2024. He won Cambria County by a lot. And how did he do that?
Elon Musk.
He went around, well, yeah, but look, he made a clear promise and people believed him. He promised that he was going to take on the economy. He promised that he was going to lower your prices. Did he lower your prices? Are they any lower today? I don't think so. Yeah, gas is going to be going way up with this new war in Iran, I'm pretty sure, right? He stood in a drive-through window at McDonald's. You guys remember that one? And the message was, I'm going to be the president for the people that drive through here on their way to work or on their way home from work. I'm going to be the president for the normal person against the elite. You know how much money Donald Trump has made for himself since he stood in that drive-through window? Billions and billions of dollars. Has he spent billions of dollars in Cambria County, Pennsylvania? No, I didn't think so. So we have probably never had a better argument to the people of this county than we are going to have this year. Thousands of them have lost their health care because they can't afford it anymore. A couple weeks ago, Pennsylvania was one of the highest states in the whole country for layoff notices, people losing their jobs. And I don't want to give only the bad news. I mean, this is a great community and a great state, but there's a lot of things he's doing that are just hurting us. Yep. Every one of you spent about $1,000 extra last year because of his tariffs. Has there been one manufacturing job created around here because of those tariffs? No. That was the promise. That was supposed to be the reason we were doing them. But instead, they're just costing everybody money. So nothing that I just said is even really all that partisan or all that blue of a message. It's just about the good of the people around here, their ability to afford a decent life. And to me, at least, if you think back to when the Democrats were the most successful and when we did the best in the places like this, it was when people knew we were on their side on those issues. And they barely even had to think about it. So what I think about 2026 is we're going to have a good year almost no matter what. I mean, it happens in the midterms. We need to have a great year this year. We need to have a great year. It's no exaggeration at this point to say that democracy depends on us having a great year. He's starting wars. He's going to try to take over the elections from the federal government. He's trying to steal seats through redistricting. He's doing literally every single thing he can to make sure that the will of the people cannot come forward and tell him how betrayed they feel. And it's our job to speak for those people. You guys know how to do it. You've been doing it for years. I just hope everyone walks out of here standing up a little bit straighter with your chest a little bit more puffed out because we have a lot of work to do, but the opportunity is there for us to take it. Thank you guys for inviting me. I'll be around and I'll help you any way I possibly can. Thank you. Was that a question? Or?
That sure was.
All right, go ahead.
So you want to take John Fetterman's seat?
The only time I've ever run against someone taller than me, you know? Yeah, I mean, it is, honestly, it is. I mean, he is not doing one thing for the people that he said he was going to help. He's the biggest cheerleader for this adventure over in Iran. You know, I looked it up this morning. We fire these defensive missiles when they shoot missiles at us that intercepts them and it keeps them from hitting our guys, which is what we need, obviously. They're called THAAD. Each one of those that we now have to use, and we're running out of them because of this stupid adventure, each one of those things costs $15 million every time we have to fire it. You know how many people you could send to community college in Pennsylvania for free for $15 million? I didn't even tell you the number yet. You could send 2,500 people to community college for free for every one of those missiles. 2,500 people.
Unbelievable.
And the John Fetterman of 2021, which side of that equation was he on? He was on the side of trying to help the average person go to school, pay off their debts. At least that's what he said.
I think he had already been really.
You saw through him, didn't you? We could have used more of you. Yeah, we could have used more of you out there.
That
So look.
blue-collar bullshit he gave us.
Yeah, that's what it was. But the thing is, 2026 is about those candidates that are running in 2026. Do we have any of them here? Anybody running for office that's still in this room? Yeah, school board, local council, anything like that? Oh, that was all up last year. Yeah.
Beth is running.
Hey, Beth. Beth is running against John Joyce. God, so this year is about Beth. It's not about me. It's not about Fetterman. That time will come. We got to help these people get elected. All right?
Yeah.
And we will. And we will. You're right.
Just so you guys remember, 2028 and 2030, we have set it up, okay? Because we can't let McCormick ever get another term, ever. He's horrendous.
Why? What's he done for us now?
Exactly. What has John Joyce done for us now? You know, for those who don't know, Conor is a veteran himself, and for us to go from having someone like John Murtha to Mark Critz, I'll even give Keith Ross's a little bit of a shout out, you know what I mean? Then Conor, even though he wasn't there, but then John Joyce.
Yep.
How many people in this room have met John Joyce? I met him once. Yeah, well, obviously. But yeah, that's an understatement. That's an understatement. So, you gotta get the newspapers and the media to do that. Call on the media to do that. Call on the media to do that. They get public service funds to hold debates. See, there's something you didn't know on a campaign.
WGAL reached out to me the last time, right? And I said, absolutely. And then nothing ever happened because I think he just said no. So anytime he says no, they're just like, oh, well, we wouldn't do a debate.
I guess we all need to get that information, get me the information. We will get it out in an email blast and we'll have people start calling them and say we want to debate.
Okay. All right.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. If you have not eaten, please eat some of this food. If you don't want to take it out of my house. It's really good food from the Boulevard Grill. They're phenomenal. Don has been an amazing supporter of the Democrats. In fact, we actually had a wonderful event for him there in 2022 at the Boulevard Grill. So, is there anything else you want to say?
Just keep up the good work, guys. Thank you for what you're doing. Keep it up.
Thank you everyone for coming. If you have any questions for Beth, myself, Conor, please find us.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, were you with the Marines at all?